I've got a few guests joining me today. I'm very excited to talk about Eleanor's Very Merry Christmas Wish, the musical. It's coming to the Ghostlight in Benton Harbor, and I'm very excited to be joined by Denise McGowan Tracy, as well as Samantha Bonzi, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. Hi.
As well as Patrick Tierney joining us all today. How are you guys doing?
Great. We're
Great.
ready for Christmas.
Yes, it's snowing a little bit. It's snowing a little bit here in Chicago, right? I'm looking at it right now, so I'm feeling the extra Christmas spirit today.
Yeah, it is the holiday season, and the snow certainly helps. But you guys have been working on this show for how long now? Since I guess let's say, for how long have you been working on this at the Ghostlight?
Patrick, when did we reach out? March, April? So I think I had my first, hey, would you be available, interested, whatever. And, simultaneously I was working with the team at Ghostlight and the board, making sure that we could put all the other pieces into play before we announced anything. So I would say March was a good starting point in that we've been casting and in rehearsals. We started that 8 weeks ago.
Wow.
That seem right?
In September started.
Yes.
Really casting. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk before we get into the run of this show that's going to be at the Ghostlight. It is going to be starting that Thanksgiving weekend and running through a couple weeks for the holidays. Denise, tell me a little bit about this show for people that have never seen it, because you are the, I guess, the creator. Would you say? What would you say?
I am the creator. No, yes, I'm the playwright. I wrote. So years ago, I wrote a story, Eleanor's Very Merry Christmas Wish. It was something in my computer. And when my now husband and I started dating, I told him about the show, or about the idea for the story. And so the first year that we were together as a couple and hosted a party, he said, hey, let's print that up and make it a Christmas card, little booklet. And so that was kind of the genesis of it. Okay. And then I had this dream to turn it into a musical. And we had that opportunity back in 2018, 2019, I had some career shifts and I thought, now's the time. Don't wait. Let's go. And so I was able to, through a mutual friend, meet Kathleen Butler Duplessis. And we sat in a coffee shop and we shook hands. And 18 months later, we opened at the Ghostlight Theatre in Chicago with a stellar cast, with the story of Eleanor, a ragdoll who lives at the North Pole, but her wish is for a best friend and home of her own. So it's this really wonderful show about family and friends and wishes, but also that it's not just wishing, you have to work to make a wish come true.
I love that. And how did it go from, what was that process like of going from something like an idea to something you had on your computer to a Christmas card to an all-out musical? How did you bring that all to life?
No. It's looking back, it's all really kind of a blur, but it was a very symptomatic. So my background is a little over 40 years in events and entertainment. So I had produced events, I had produced programming, and I love theater. So of course I had this remarkably large ego and thought, well, I can do that. It was just ridiculous. But I think it was because for years I had worked with, and I'd been surrounded by great creative and production and whatever. And I learned, one of my earliest mentors taught me, what you don't know, bring someone on board to help you with. Know what your strengths are, but also be more aware of your weaknesses and surround yourself with the people that can do that. So in Chicago, it really was a labor of love. I mean, we had people, friends who just popped in who I'd been working with over the years, and I said, I need help. And they're like, we've got the set design. I need help. We've got the costumes. So it really was a collaborative effort to get it going. And I'm really lucky. We just had a lot of people who embraced the concept. They loved the message of the show. And it was great, but it was, a friend of mine always says to me, Denise, do you know how long it takes to produce an event? No, do you know how long? He said, it takes as long as you have. Mm-hmm. And I think that was it, because people told me I was insane to try to get this up for that holiday season. And they said, why are you so determined? And I said, because we don't know how much time we have. At that time I was 64. I'm I'm a big girl. And so, I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. But as you get older, you realize that there's a finite amount of time. And it's like, no, if not now, when? As people have said, if not now, when? And it was really, I think it was important, but who knew that it would be like, if I hadn't done it, it might never have been done because of COVID. I might have looked around and said, oh my God, I could never do this show. But we got it up there, and now we have the nucleus, and it was so well received that it gave us the confidence to approach Ghostlight with it.
That's awesome. Now, Patrick, had you been the director when it was in Chicago, or is this your first go round with putting this together?
This is my first go round with it, but you know, it's interesting how things find you and how serendipitous and how small the theater community can be, because when Denise called me, she was familiar, like she had heard of me. She was familiar with my name. We talked on the phone, and within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, Denise, you know, actually, I think we met very briefly because my partner was in the 2019 Chicago production. Denise was like, wait a minute. Wait, who's your partner? It's like John Marshall Jr., who played one of the elves, Sprinkle. She was like, you're kidding me. She's like, that's why your name sounded familiar. And I was like, yeah, I was like, he's unavailable to do the Michigan run as an actor, but actually, you know, he also choreographs. How would you feel about him choreographing? She was like, yes, oh my God, please. So it worked out as it was supposed to, I suppose. It was kind of magical in a way, truly. It was
serendipitous, absolutely.
Serendipitous, yeah. I love how it all has come together, not only in the Chicago run, but now coming together here. And Samantha, had you played Eleanor before? You were the original Eleanor, is that correct?
Right. So there was a original reading that they did that I was not a part of, but the original production in Chicago, yeah, I was lucky enough to play Eleanor, and it was actually one of my first kind of bigger gigs in Chicago. So it was just a big exciting moment for me. And so I'm really happy that I get to come back to it, you know, and kind of go back to my roots in a way of where my career kind of took off for me. So it's exciting and it's fun. And it's nice that there are, you know, other people who were in the 2019 production. We have a girl who was in that as well. And so having her be in it with us again is very fun, and just, it's very nostalgic, I guess. And that's kind of what Christmas is about. So it's a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it.
Absolutely. You love doing shows, and to be able to do something again and play a role that you've played before is always an exciting but interesting when you have different people that are involved in another production. You, like you said, you got some new people, you got some the people that did the original. So it's going to be a new experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. It's really great to see a different take on each character and kind of have different interactions this time and different intentions and just things that are different with this production. But, you know, like Denise said, it all is about making your wish and working for your wish and just these important messages that I think the world can use right now. So excited.
And this show is something that, just from reading the synopsis and getting to know this, that I've not seen the production, so I look forward to seeing it at the Ghostlight. This is something that will be good for all ages, right?
Yes, yes, I hope so. Because I think, especially after the 2 Christmas seasons we've had, it has been so trying on everybody. And I think that so many of us, we pretend that we're watching Charlie Brown Christmas for the kids in the house, but we really all need that. We really all want to go back to our childhood. You know, at Christmas, we're all kids again because we really believe that with it, despite all the bad that's around us, it's the time where we can go, oh my God, the great things happen, good things happen, people wishes do come true, and people are kind to each other, and we all think that it's going to last throughout the year, but it doesn't always, unfortunately. But this is what this show is about. It's about a return to those family gatherings around, you know, as Patrick says, those family gatherings to watch Frosty the Snowman and whatever. So everybody takes a little something away. And I was so flattered in Chicago. One of the moms of the children attending came up and said, "Did you write this?" I said, "Yes." And she went, "Oh my gosh, I just want to thank you." She said, a lot of times when we come to these family shows, they're really kind of dumbed down. And she said, "This was just so much fun. I have to tell all my friends." That was a great compliment. You know, like, I love when reviewers, I love when the media comes in, but to have real people tell me what resonated with them is great. It was great.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you have a lot of people coming to saying the same sort of things to you when we have this production at the Ghostlight. Okay, let's get down to the details of what people need to know. Performances. First performance is Saturday, November 26th, correct?
Yes, we have two preview performances on the 26th. And then beginning on Sunday, we'll have performances Saturday and Sundays through December 11th. They are all matinee performances. There are 2 each day. Saturdays are at 10:30 and 1 p.m. and on Sundays at 1 and 4. Johnny, the show runs 65, 70 minutes, depending on applause and laughter breaks, but it's right in there. So it's a really nice, no intermission, come in and out. We start the show with a bit of a pre-show to kind of get the kids warmed up, especially for some of the younger ones who might not have been in a theater. And we have a little bit of fun with how to behave at the theater. And then we do a little bit of sing-along. So come early, make sure you're there early. It's general seating. So if you want to get the best selection of seats, so be there a little bit early. Then there's the terrific show. And then following that, every family, every child is invited to step into the line and queue up and have a selfie with Santa with their own phone, no additional charge, but right on our stage with the costumes, with our elves and Eleanor. And it's really a fun opportunity for a family photo. The tickets are on sale now at ghostlightbh.com, right? Yes, ghostlightbh.com. We recommend that's the easiest way. We have a family fun pack, so 4 tickets gets a discounted price, and it's all automatic. Once you put that 4 in there, it will get you to that family fun pack rate, which is $15 a ticket. And what else can I tell you? We hope we really just, my husband and I moved here about 18 months ago, and the community has so embraced us. And so I know it's going to happen again. We've just felt surrounded by so much positive energy and really welcoming to the community. And this is something I hope we can give back and be a part of and immerse ourselves in this area.
Absolutely. It's going to be a wonderful time. Eleanor's Very Merry Christmas Wish. The musical, you can see it at the Ghostlight, ghostlightbh.com to look for more info on all that. Get your tickets. And they're going to sell out fast because there's going to be a lot of families and a lot of people that are going to want to see this. So definitely get a new holiday tradition to come and check this out. It should be a great time. I wish the pausing for laughter and applause on a radio show would work on a regular basis, but there's nothing like live theater, and I love that kids people of all ages are going to be able to enjoy it for the holidays at the Ghostlight. But thank you guys so much. Let you guys get back to it. I know you got a lot still to put together to do this show and this performance, but break legs and have a great time, and hope to see you out there.
Great, Johnny. Thank you so much. Appreciate the help. Bye, everybody.